The relationship between science and Christianity has long been a subject of debate, with many scientists attempting to convince Christians that God is not real. This phenomenon can be attributed to several factors, including the perceived incompatibility between scientific inquiry and religious faith. Scientists, by virtue of their profession, are committed to the pursuit of empirical truth and the verification of theories for experimentation and observation. In contrast, Christianity is based on a set of divine revelations and faith-based assertions that often seem to defy empirical verification. One of the primary reasons scientists may try to convince Christians that God is not real is the perceived contradiction between scientific theories and biblical accounts. The theory of evolution, for instance, is widely accepted by the scientific community as the most comprehensive explanation for the diversity of life on Earth. However, the theory is often seen as being in conflict with the biblical account of creation, which posits that God created the world and all living things in a series of miraculous events. Scientists may view the biblical account as a myth or a metaphor rather than a historically accurate description of the origins of the universe. Another reason scientists may be skeptical of Christian beliefs is the lack of empirical evidence to support the existence of God. While Christians may point to personal experiences, miracles, and other anecdotal evidence as proof of God's existence, these claims are often anecdotal and difficult to verify. Scientists, on the other hand, rely on empirical evidence and testable hypotheses to develop and validate their theories. The absence of empirical evidence for God's existence, combined with the lack of a plausible mechanism for divine intervention, may lead scientists to conclude that God is not a real entity. Some scientists may also be motivated by a desire to promote a more rational and secular worldview. They may view Christianity as a relic of a bygone era, one that is incompatible with the values of modernity and the scientific method. By challenging Christian beliefs, scientists may hope to promote a more nuanced understanding of the world, one that is grounded in empirical evidence and testable hypotheses rather than faith in dogma. Furthermore, the scientific community has historically been wary of religious dogma and the potential for it to stifle scientific inquiry. The persecution of Galileo Galilei, for example, is often cited as a cautionary tale about the dangers of relying on religious authority to trump scientific evidence. In this context, scientists may view their attempts to convince Christians that God is not real as a necessary defense of the scientific method and the pursuit of knowledge. It is also worth noting that some scientists may be motivated by a personal or philosophical aversion to religious beliefs. Richard Dawkins, for example, has been an outspoken critic of Christianity and has argued that religious faith is a form of delusion. While Dawkins' views may not be representative of all scientists, they do reflect a broader skepticism towards religious beliefs that is prevalent in some quarters of the scientific community. In conclusion, the attempts by scientists to convince Christians that God is not real can be attributed to a range of factors, including the perceived incompatibility between scientific inquiry and religious faith, the lack of empirical evidence for God's existence, and a desire to promote a more rational and secular worldview. While these efforts may be seen as provocative or even hostile by some Christians, they reflect a deeper commitment to the pursuit of knowledge and the scientific method. Ultimately, the debate between science and Christianity is complex and multifaceted, and one that is likely to continue for many years to come.